and welcome to this week's Meaningful Chat. It's not midweek. Oh no, we've managed to squeeze it in this week, but it is Friday. We are so happy if you can join us. So, if you've not watched before, we are 3 YouTube vloggers and we just love to get together once a week for a good chat. To be honest, it's a sanity saver for me because stuff whizzes around my head, and if I didn't have Paul and Maxine to chat this stuff through with, I think my head would just go. But anyway, so I'm Lisa from A Life Full of Meaning. We have Maxine here from Never Too Late, Our Journey, and Paul from Narrowboat Life Unlocked. But for today, we're chatting life and what's important. So before we get into that, I've got a good one for you this week. I really need your input this week to keep me sane. But before we get on to that, where are you and what have you been up to? Paul, do you want to go first?
Yeah, we're on the Trent and Mersey and we've been up on the Anderton boat lift, even though I accidentally booked down. We turned up and they went, "You're supposed to be coming down." I went, "Oh no, we need to go up." But we had a great week with Helen and Tony from the Northern Narrowboaters and Heidi. And oh, what a great bunch. We had such a laugh. And one of our favourite days ever, we went tearing down the River Mersey, and because you do need to open up your engine and get that throttle going now and again. And we had a bit of a race down the river, but it was very good for our boats. And we had
excellent. That sounds like much fun. And how was the lift? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, we enjoyed it, but a word of caution: anybody who's waiting to go up on the lift, make sure you book the right direction, but also don't moor on the right because everyone's boat gets battered. We've had to repaint the boat this week, but it's only the blackie. But wait round the corner if you're going to do the lift. But the lift was brilliant. Only one case on working, which you think might be for at least a year that's going to be the case. But yeah, the staff are great.
Excellent. Maxine, thank you, Paul. Maxine, where are you and what have you been up to?
We're back at Foxton Locks. We've had a mad week and a half, really. We've been just come back from Brinklow, where we met up with some friends because there was a Brinklow bash with live music and everything last weekend. So we've had a hectic week this week getting back to Foxton, ready for my parents to arrive tomorrow to spend the day with. So it's been a busy one. And
busy. And you were saying you've been busy as well, Paul, haven't you? It's been a busy old week. So
yeah.
So hello to Heidi who's joining us, and
hello,
to Alfie as well. My glasses are not. I was going to say my glasses aren't working very well. I think they're actually just filthy. I'm going to clean them so I can read some of them.
That's how busy you are, Lisa. I haven't got time to clean the glasses.
I haven't got time for that. And hello to yet another canal adventure. And Neil. Anyway, hello. Right, I've got a big topic this week, and big as in big. So, are you ready for this? Earlier this week was my dad's anniversary of my dad's death. Okay, always makes me think about obviously my dad, but life and death and mortality. And for the last few years, and also something that we've talked about in these conversations many times, we've talked about that slowing down. We've talked about the simple pleasures of just like reading a book and going out for a walk and making our life simple and calm and joyous. On Tuesday, I was like, I haven't got time for this. I don't want to do little things. I want to do big things, like massive things. I want to change the world, and I haven't got long left. I mean, hopefully, like a few decades. But I was just like, it ain't that long. And then I then started thinking about all the people. Well, not all the people, but I started thinking about people who've achieved great things in their life. And I thought, They didn't achieve that by sitting around reading books and going for gentle walks in the countryside. So then I was like, well, what is it? Should I live large or small? And I've got myself into a right tiswas about it. So I thought I'd bring it to you guys and anyone watching and see what you think. Right. I mean, large or small, quiet or loud. I mean, it's about achieving something. I'm not bothered. I know this sounds bad. Who's got a helicopter overhead? Sounds like it's
Sorry.
landing. Oh, hold on. My battery's going flat. Let me just plug in. Oh, there we go.
Large or small? But the thing is with large, it can be so tiring, can't it? I mean, we had a fantastic week last week, but we had friends come on the Friday night, friends come on the Saturday night, spent the whole day Saturday with friends, spent the whole day Sunday cruising down the river, and then Sunday evening, I think we did something. And we had friends again. Monday, we're just exhausted. We had a barbecue on Sunday. We had quite a few drinks, and Heidi didn't help with that rum because it's like firewater. Yeah, it's large or small. I think the thing is, it's that thing of when you think you've not achieved anything in life, and they tell you to write down 10 things that you've achieved, and you look back and you think, actually, I have achieved quite a lot, and I know you two have achieved quite a lot. But I know what you mean, Lisa. It's like life's short. I want to be president. I want to have a successful business. But yeah, what do you think, Maxine?
Sorry, I got it on mute to go. Something's flying over us. I've taken a step back and I keep doing lots of little small things to be able to achieve the big thing. But I've broken it all down so that I will get to where I want to get to, which I'm nearly there. But by doing lots of little things that I've had in my head for years and years, but started now to put it into practice and to plan better. Because before, I wanted to do it like the big thing now and get it all done and that's it. But it's, well, one, it's knackering. It's two, it doesn't happen like that. You've just got to chip away at everything. So by breaking everything down into small sections, it's helped me get to where I've actually wanted to go and what I'm doing now.
Yeah. So maybe it's about the way to achieve big things. This is one of the things I was thinking about, right? To achieve big things, is it possible to do it in that sort of calm and joyous way of creating? And I think, like you, Maxine, I was like, yeah, that could be possible. And then I was thinking about people like Oprah, right? She's a billionaire. And to me, this isn't about money, but it's about what she's achieved. And like me and Oprah, we're like soul sisters, both born on the 29th of January. So we're almost twins. And I think if I wanted to create a £1 billion company, I'm going to have to put some hours in. I'm going to have to get on it.
Yeah, but Lisa, right, you've got to delegate. You should know this. You've read all those self-help books.
Oh, no.
Behind every successful person is a successful partner or team. And I think the bigger and more things you do, you've got to bring that team on board. For a small example, I was changing our Twitter name yesterday and I spent an hour and a half trying to do it myself. I could have paid a £5 and got it done in 10 minutes by someone else while carrying on editing. You've got to delegate. And I think if you're going to achieve big things, you need a big team behind you, and maybe we're control freaks and try and do it all ourselves.
Yeah, maybe. Let's have a look. Oh, Linda's listening. In bed with her eyes closed. Linda, I've got one of them voices. It'll go straight through you. It will. So, what is Neil saying? Through lockdown, I run a group for all the parents, children, and schools in my area to help with mental health, homeschooling, and organise social distancing events such as pumpkin hunts. It helped me cope with my own mental health. And then it's cut it off here, but I even won a community award, something I never expected. That's a really great achievement, Neil. Well done. Yeah. That's an example of like how when you start something and it can grow and you can achieve something of real value. So I just don't know. I just don't know whether if we need to create something of real scale, whether that has to then be like our life focus until it gets to a size that we can start delegating and start. Do you know what I mean?
I think we all try and squeeze too much in, don't we? I don't know how you feel, Maxine, but I feel like, you know, I know you had your mood board at the start of the year, Lisa, and going to the theatre and watching comedy and going out for a meal with friends, but it maybe we think there's more hours in the week than there is, but it's like we've got all these big ideas. But, if you're not taking a break.
The thing is, but I'm with you on that because my mood board is at the top of the stairs. I pass it several times a day, and it's a reminder to me that I create this vision of a life, which actually I haven't even got round to fulfilling half of that. But there's people out there that have achieved great things.
Do you know what it is? We've got to learn to say no. Isn't that something Oprah said?
Yeah,
I know you touched on that before, Maxine. That it's I think if you try and do too much and try, you know, we're scared of offending people. That's how I feel. So if we've got friends or family who say, "What are you doing on Sunday night?" and we've already said, "Do you know what? We're shattered this weekend. We're gonna have a weekend off." We're like, "Oh yeah, come on round."
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
So the thing is that what it takes to create something on a large scale? You have to just be focused on that one thing and not you know, let everything else go.
No, just break. If you have a timeline, and then break everything down to get to that, because that end goal won't be just one thing. It'll be made up of lots of different things to get to that end goal. So if you have it on a timeline and break everything down, so you give yourself little tasks basically to do to get to that end goal, then it's an easier way of looking at it and doing it.
I agree, Maxine. I really do, and I think that there is and
be patient.
Yeah, and be patient. Maybe I'm just too impatient. Do we need to set that big goal to be able to do that? Because I've been goal resistant for the last few years. So for many years, I was driven by goals. I'd set massive goals and I'd work at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So I know both sides, right? And I made a conscious choice to step away from that because it wasn't healthy. It wasn't healthy. And my life is richer in many ways now. But do we need to, if we're going to achieve something big, do we need that goal to be able to break it down? Does that make sense? Should I go back is what I'm saying. Should I go back to the old ways, the old Lisa of like 1,000,000 miles per hour focused on a massive goal, but then try and take the calmness that I've been learning.
Is that, Lisa, because your goals weren't achievable, or did you achieve them but felt like you were sacrificing too much?
I think it was actually a little bit of both, because in some ways I achieved some goals that were just like amazing. But I look back and I don't even mention them. Do you know what I mean? I did this big thing. It just doesn't even. It's just not even there. Like, you know, as a they just don't sort of count anymore. And so, but also, you know, I was familiar with burnout, that whole cycle of like almost manic creation. and activity, and then like hitting the deck and then like going again. So both. But I wonder if I always wonder what people who have achieved great things, how they do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's got a lawnmower? Is that a lawnmower?
Maxine, it's cutting edges now. I've got everything I write today. I'll be on mute.
That's so funny. Aeroplanes, helicopters, trimming hedges right next to you. So,
I think you two like me, when you go on holiday, I always read a book, and we don't like the term self-help, do we? But I always read books on productivity and achieving goals, and I lay there on holiday and I think, oh, this place is fabulous, just because it's got a pool, you feel like you've won the lottery. This place is fabulous, and I can't wait to do these things when I get home. But usually you're refreshed and you do want to achieve those things. I just think it does us good to have a holiday, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think holidays are always good. Always good. Now, Mick, there's always words of wisdom for Mick. Oh no, that wasn't the comment from Mick. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Mick, where was it? It was this one. Why set yourself high pressure levels? Life is written. Just go with it. Don't set yourself up for a fall. So part of me agrees with that completely. Like, yeah, you know, why have the high pressure? It's not good for you. It's not good for your health, that's for sure. But what Mick said here, life is written. So if we look at great people in the world, I'm talking people, you know, presidents, prime ministers, although I'm not sure prime ministers can always come under great people, but, you know, people who've achieved, is it because it was written in fate? Was that path written in, you know? And maybe when I was born, they were just like, she's just going to be a little bit loud and walk through life loudly. She'll let her go. You know, but what is it? I don't know.
I keep waiting for Maxine to chip in.
I just have to take it off mute because we've still got the joining. I don't know. I don't think life's written. I think there are certain things that probably will happen, and it's going to happen for you. But I don't think. I think you write your own life, and you can change your life halfway through it, and it doesn't matter where you are within your life. You've got a different focus, and you want to achieve something else. I truly believe that as long as you're focused and you have the ability, you can achieve anything you want to, but it's just getting that set mind to be able to do it. That's it. It's never. That's why we call the boat. Another reason, never too late. It's never too late to change anything, to go for your next goal and your next achievement. But it's just breaking everything down, I think, into small bites to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So can I be a billionaire, you know, production company owner before I die, essentially?
Yes.
But do we think
money was now?
Yeah. Do you think money was Oprah's main goal, or do you think it was becoming a really successful journey?
Yeah. And I think, to be honest, money's not my goal either. But the whole billionaire thing, the reason why I mention it is it just indicates that scale. Do you see what I mean? It's not even about the money, because I love our little house and our little boat. And I love actually the fact that we've shrunk, you know, where we live. I don't want a big house. I don't want, I don't want per se the money. I don't want to be a billionaire. I just want to achieve bigness. Does that make sense?
You have achieved bigness.
Not enough Oh,
Are we ever happy? Do you think this would be interesting? So I know you love Oprah. I love Oprah.
Yeah.
Do you think she sits at home saying, I need to achieve something greater? Or do you think she's happy with her lot in life?
No, I think she wants more.
Yeah.
Because that's why she keeps striving all the time. She's always doing something extra to get to the next stage. And I think, I think that, and she'll carry on doing that. Then what she does achieve is amazing. But she's got, as you said earlier, it's delegating because she's got a hell of a team behind her as well.
Yeah.
You can't do it all by yourself.
I just don't know. I really don't. So, Neil says, never put too much pressure on yourself to achieve. Little and often manage your own expectations. That's the thing. My expectations are huge. And to be honest, for the last couple of years since we sold the house and whatever, my expectations, I don't want to say I've led a smaller life because my life doesn't feel small. I feel really happy with my life. But it just made me think, with my dad's anniversary, life is short. So if I want to achieve something big, I need to get my skates on. I need to crack on.
But maybe we're not achieving something big, but lots and lots of small things that are impacting on lots of people's lives, and in a way that you don't realise, Lisa.
Oh, I know.
It might be big in somebody else's eyes, and it's not yours. Not in your eyes, though, Lisa, because some other person might, whatever you've achieved, might think, "Wow, that is huge," but it's not quite big enough for what you want to get to.
Yeah, I sort of get that, right? But you think about, and I'm rubbish with people that have done like engineering feats. So think back to the Victorian times and whoever came up with the canals. I did know his name. I went to a big monument once in whoever devised canals, whoever devised the sewer system, whoever these massive engineering feats, these amazing bridges and stuff like that. They built stuff that like hundreds of years later we're still like, they did good job. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, totally. Is
it about legacy?
Yes.
Do you think?
Because then people always remember you for what's especially, and it'll carry on going. But you have to do something, your children will keep remembering it, and then they'll tell your grandchildren, and that'll keep going down.
Yeah, maybe I'll just leave hundreds of YouTube videos as my legacy. There we go. That's my life.
Yeah.
Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look at some more comments.
Can I say hello to Amy?
What's that?
Can I say hello to Amy from both sides?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, let me.
Let me
have a look.
Hi, Caitlin.
Let's have a look. Pamela, what's Pamela saying? I've never been a high achiever, so when I do something like now, growing all my veg, I get great enjoyment from it. I get that. I think there's when you create something from nothing, like growing your veg or creating anything, I think that gives us a deep sense of achievement and joy. I really get that, because that's been the cornerstone of my thinking for the last couple of years. Thanks, Pamela, for that. I think that's really valid. And I think growing stuff from seed is let's have a look what Caitlin's saying. When you were a child, did you ever have thoughts about what you wanted to do? I did, and slowly things have happened through my life. Did you? Maxine, did you have thoughts? Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to be a vet.
You wanted to be a vet. Paul, did you have thoughts of...
Yeah, from an early age, I wanted to be a magician, and I remember the
Yeah.
careers advisor saying, "No, that's not a job.
It's not a
You need
proper
to
job.
do something else." But it's mad now, isn't it? Because you speak to kids and they're like, "What do you want to do when you get older?" "I want to be a YouTube star."
I
Like,
know.
how?
And look at us. We're just living
We
the
still want to be
dream.
YouTube stars. Yeah, but then again, also, was I happier thinking I want to be this or that, or was I happier running through the woods pretending I was Robin Hood?
Wow. Do you know what? I wasn't, when I was at school, all I wanted to do was get married and have children. It was like, honestly, I should have been born in like the 1940s or something. But then, talk about overachieving. When I met Glenn, I was like, Glenn, I want to get married and have children. I want 6. And Glenn was like, 6? We settled at 4. But I had 4 children before I was 25. I was like, right, children, want lots of children. Maybe I just was really focused. So Mick is saying that he disagrees with you, Maxine. He believes that your path is set and you only think you can change it.
No.
That'll be a heavy conversation, but we won't.
I was going to say we'll save that one for another.
It's like going on a journey, is it? You go on that journey. You could turn left, you could turn right. How different would your life be if you'd have took that other path? And I think we can, to a certain point, change our destiny.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Here's a good point about the billionaires. This is, no one needs that much money that you can't physically, never spend. So I agree, but the millionaire thing for me is just about the vastness of creation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Creating something on a scale that is
a mark of success, do you think?
What's that?
A mark of success. Do you think?
I'm never driven by money, much to Glenn's disappointment. It just never motivates me. It never excites me.
It used to motivate us. And I know I said from age 18, I want to be a millionaire by the time I'm 40. And then I'm thinking, I want to be a millionaire by the time I'm 50. But then life events happen and you think, actually, money's just a thing. It's not that important. As long as you've got food and a roof over your head.
I mean, we are so blessed, really, when you think about it, to be born in this time, in this place, we can go to the supermarket and there's food on the shelves and, there's so many, I feel so bloody lucky. So, what's Heidi saying here? I was a teacher and a head of a course with house, car, etc. It didn't make me happy. I gave it all up to become a full-time pirate. I'm the poorest but happiest I've ever been. I get this completely. And this is what I was saying, I agree, because this is how we've lived our life, since we made that change, since we sold the house and we decided to change. And now I'm wondering about creating something of value on a large scale. And it's just got me, I just don't know. I don't know. I'm just confused.
Yeah, you want to leave that lasting legacy, but like we've said, years down the line, you could have generations of your family saying what a wonderful person you were and how you made an impact on their lives. Some of your children could create something great, or your grandchildren, and then that's thanks to you, isn't it?
Yeah,
I know exactly where you're coming from. I think,
and I understand that. Jones just mentioned about destiny as well, so maybe we should talk about that one day. I mean, there's no answers there, is there? Well, we could talk about that for weeks, couldn't we? Is life destined? Yet another canal adventure. Sounds a bit like you're worried you won't be remembered. I don't feel that. I mean, maybe somewhere deep in my psyche, that's what this is all about. It just feels that we have the ability to create great things. So should we just be doing great things? Does that make sense? Years ago, when I started my business, I used the word massive loads, right? I want it massive, everything being massive. And someone who's was a really good mentor to me said, massive means nothing. The word's an empty word. It doesn't mean anything. And what I came to realize is actually some of the way I spoke about creating something big. I mean, it sounded like Donald Trump rhetoric. Do you know what I mean? We're going to create something big. It's going to be beautiful. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I really don't. So, Caitlin says, I'm really into this kind of thing, but if I started typing, I'd never finish. That's a bit like, yeah. Mick says, Lisa, you're exactly the same as you were 20 years ago on Granary Road. Fantastic. I feel like I'm going back to that person. I've got a choice. I can choose to create something massive. I've got a choice that I can create it in that sort of gentler way, as Maxine says, or go all out for it, or sit down, read a book and enjoy the beautiful sunny day. I just don't know.
We're all seeking adventure, aren't we? I think it's that, we're very lucky because in this day and age, we can travel the world and it's not as expensive as it used to be. And that whole world is open up to us. But then have you been to a far-flung place? Easy for me to say. And you've thought it's the most amazing place in the world. But actually, when you get home and you relax and you read a book, or you have a holiday in this country or go down the canals, you think, you can't beat this country. Is it that we always think the grass is greener on the other side?
Probably, yeah.
I'm not sure. I think there is a tendency to do that, especially if you enjoy the moment where you are. I just want to highlight Joan's comment because she said something spot on here. Yeah. We all create something big by being kind to each other and living the life we choose. I do agree with that. I think not only do we create something big, we create something of value that's beautiful. Maybe the answer should be, if I can't think of a certain thing to create that is big and beautiful and adds value, then I should just sit on the sofa and read a book until that moment. Do you think?
It'll probably just appear that, yeah, because it could just happen. Then it'll click into place what you actually want to achieve.
Yeah. I think for me, it's the journey, the actual journey
of getting to the end goal.
And Pamela says,
yeah, very true.
Pamela says, and you don't know if these people who achieve great things are they happy?
Yeah, but they're exhausted.
Happy, they're just tired. They just need to sleep. I don't know. I really don't. What would be really interesting is to read about different people who have been successful in their own ways, like big success, and to find out whether that was their end goal or did they just end up there. Because then that would make that would do that thing of like whether it's goal driven or whether it's a naturally unfolding process.
I think it'll be a mixture.
Do you think?
I do, because everybody's different and they have different goals.
Yeah, all the self-help books I've read that are like, you know, you have to be focused and achieve that goal. Well, I don't know. I feel that I've really rabbited on today. Honestly, I feel that not only like what I've done is I've taken all my confused thoughts and just gone like that, and then we're all now like, what's going on? What have we got to do?
Is it because we're just not satisfied with our lives? We feel like life's ticking by, and like you said, we've not got a long time on this earth. Hopefully, a few more decades.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the older we get, maybe we're more worried about not being able to achieve those things. I mean, for me, my happiest time is wild camping and going for a 5-mile walk with the dog and camping and then walking 5 miles down the hill again. And I can't do that because Dexter's really old and he probably couldn't walk that far. But now I feel like I'm getting that way. My knee creaks and my back aches carrying all that stuff. And I'm like, is it worth the effort? Or should we just sit in and watch TV? Is that TV? It's the enemy.
It is, yeah. You keep saying that. You keep saying that, don't you? Linda this is a good one. Now that I'm much older, I'm perfectly happy leading a quiet, unnoticed life. And I like that. You know, so much of me over the last, I mean, I know I've like broadcast my life on YouTube, but one of the reasons why I took a step away from my publishing business was I was just fed up with the sound of my own voice. You know, always just like pushing and I know I'm quite noisy, but I am that without that need to push and push and push, especially like with a business, I felt much happier that way. So, you know, yeah. I don't know. And Caitlin's saying, you guys are so lucky over there. You have longer longevity than many countries around the world. Absolutely. I mean, we are so fortunate, you know, and that's by luck and chance, isn't it, that we were born here in this time, in this country, in this, you know, with these resources. So is it I don't know.
We won't be thinking that when we're stood with our passport in a very long queue because we've left the EU.
I know. But still, you know, the fact that we'd be stuck at an airport in a long queue. I mean, there's I know what you're saying there.
Yeah, there is a positive to everything. You know, I remember reading something about when you're stuck in traffic in a car, just be thankful that you've got a car and you don't have to walk. And you know, chucking it down with the rain, be thankful you've got a roof over your head.
Yeah. The thing is I feel grateful like that on a daily basis. Honestly, I can feel grateful about the tiniest things, right? And so it's not. This is a good point, and I'm going to leave this as my last point because otherwise I think I'll drive you all mad, right? I don't feel at this point in my life that I want to create something massive because there's a lack in my life.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? I'm not creating. I don't want to create to fill a void or anything. My life feels full and happy. But it's just there's an opportunity because we're alive at this moment. There's an opportunity to create something on a massive scale. And part of me is like, yeah, maybe you should just do it for the heck of it.
Yeah, just see how it goes.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, yeah. The Mick saying, my partner's mother is 85 years old and still goes to the farm to work. Amazing. Yeah, that is. And what's this? Caitlin saying, we're all meant to be where we are today to experience what we're doing. And so it's happening down here. Is that airport queues? I don't know. Oh, Neil has been battling through COVID this week, and the only goal I've had was to get to the other end. Oh, Neil, I hope you are feeling better. That is a good point, though.
Yeah.
Because when I felt so poorly a couple of weeks ago, I think this was one of the triggers, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously I went from the week of feeling so lousy to thinking about my own mortality, with my dad's anniversary. And I think that's the thing. When we've got our health, we're in a place where we feel that we can really create and live. That week when I felt so rough, just getting through the day was enough. So Neil, I hope you feel better. But
yeah, it's horrible.
Anyway.
Oh, but Lisa, I'm sorry. I feel like we've let you down because I think you were looking for the answer. But again, talking about, we don't want to go about funerals, but when you go and somebody reads out what that person's achieved in their life, it's always a surprise to people, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah. So hopefully your life will be a surprise to people. Although if you watch your vlog, there'll be no surprise.
There'll be no surprises there. I think I'm going to think on it. I definitely want the calmness. And I know our life looks busy on the vlog, and people always say to me, oh, you're so busy. My life doesn't feel hectic and busy like it did. I mean, it did at the beginning of the year when we went for a couple of months. It felt a bit manic, but generally I like doing. So it fills me up, doesn't deplete me. So so although we're busy, I might look at doing something. I don't know, just maybe doing something bigger.
You need to set a couple of big goals, and hopefully that gives you something to aim for. Yeah,
maybe that's what I need. Maybe I'll keep you updated. Next week, I may be completely over this, and I'll be like, no, I've spent the week on the sofa reading a good book. And
Lisa for Prime Minister.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Is it too late? Is it too late to start? Who knows?
Start now.
No.
Get the campaign going.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know if I'd want that job, but anyway, let's call it an end. I wasn't expecting answers, to be honest, but I've really appreciated your views on it, because it's a bit like, I look at it and both sides have incredible merit. Do you see what I mean? And I was just like flip-flopping between them. It was like, which way? This which way? I don't know. So I really appreciate all your help there. Thank you. So Pamela, just very quickly before we go, I love a good book recommendation. Sheila Hancock book, Old Rage. I will check that out. So talking of books, is there anything this week that's inspired or that you've really enjoyed? Because I've got one. I have been listening to a fiction book called Mary Jane, and it's just been so lovely. Such a lovely story. I've really enjoyed it. And it actually got me out of bed at 6 o'clock this morning because I wanted to listen to it. And one of the best places for listening to audiobooks is out there walking. So just the thought of listening to the book got me out for a walk this morning. So Mary Jane, really loving that book. It's a lovely story. So have you got anything you can think of this week that's inspired you or you've just loved?
No, not this week. If I'm honest, it's
Oh,
not.
no, Maxine,
I love
neither
that
do I.
honesty, Maxine.
I've loved my week, but it's nothing that's jumped
There's
out and
nothing,
inspired me. No,
No. Just the blue sunshine.
that's it.
Blue sunshine, blue
sky.
skies, and the sunshine.
Yeah, we all love blue sky and sunshine, especially
Yeah.
both because we get free solar.
Oh,
That's it.
yeah, we do. No, well, that's something to love. Have you got anything, Paul?
Nothing that I could think of. Sorry, it's been a week of doing jobs and painting and dental appointments, so nothing's really.
Oh,
inspired
man.
me.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. I've not even watched a great film. No, actually, I've been inspired by watching a few new vloggers. So it's quite nice, isn't it, to discover new vloggers you've not watched before and see things from their point of view.
Excellent. I love that. As long as it doesn't take me down some avenue of. Do you remember the time? I don't know if I told you that I got hooked on watching dog grooming videos.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
watched hours and hours. I haven't even got a dog, and I watched hours of dog grooming videos. That sent me right down there.
You don't want to narrate a eulogy, Lisa. Lisa used to like watching dog grooming videos.
It's the bizarrest thing. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. Thank you so much, Paul and Maxine. Thank you to everybody who's chipped in, who's listened, who's joined in. We really appreciate
Thanks,
it.
everyone.
And we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Take
Thanks,
care.
everyone.
Thanks a lot,
See
everyone. Have a
ya.
nice weekend.
Bye.
Bye.